One sentence. One sentence.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Good evening.
I am Toastmaster Vikas Agarwal. I will be the Sergeant at Arms for the day. I welcome you to this NITK BHIVE Toastmasters Club and Vagmita Baseshwar Nagar Toastmasters Club. Please let me lay down the three golden rules. I request to please switch off your mobile phone or put it on silent mode. For this, I allow you 5 seconds. As a Toastmaster, we refrain from discussing anything on sex, religion, and politics. To refrain from any type of disturbance, I request you to not to cross talk or enter and leave the hall when the speaker is delivering his speech. Please let him end his speech. As everyone has a mission in their life to achieve the goal of success, likewise our club too has. Our club helps the member for supportive and positive learning experience, which empowers them with more communication and positive learning experience. This helps them with more self-confidence and personal growth. As the theme of the day suggests, we will have our meeting with more collaborations and connections, which will help the member to grow their personal and professional contacts. I welcome the mastermind behind strategizing and upgradation of banking business process. A warm welcome to Toastmaster Bopaiya. Please.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vikas. First of all, I extend my warm welcome to VBAS TMC, Vagmitra Baseshwar Nagar Toastmasters Club. It is indeed a great pleasure to have you here and have this meeting today. So before we begin our meeting today, I would like to call upon someone who is a very dedicated Toastmasters. I know him outside Toastmasters as well. And if at all anyone of you is writing on a plain single sheet of paper, most probably it's come from his supply depot. Please extend your warm welcome to Toastmaster Santosh Kejriwal.
Okay, good evening to all of you.
Good evening.
Where is the gavel? Someone, please guide me. Should I officially open for both the clubs or only my club?
Only one club.
Only your club.
Sure.
Yeah.
I thought I had the privilege of.
You can. The president provided the president permits.
Okay, I officially open meeting number 246 for NITK BHIVE Toastmaster Club. Okay, the minutes of the meeting of meeting number 245 was shared on the WhatsApp group by our secretary, Toastmaster Habib. I hope everyone has gone through that and let me have your approval.
Yes.
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 Good, thank you. Second thing, a very warm welcome to all our guests over here. Any new guests we are having here apart from Meghna and Chandrasekhar?
There's one youngest.
Youngest?
Yeah.
Hardly
7 years old.
They are from Vagmita.
Yeah.
She's from one.
Vagmita. They are all from Vagmita. So I'll skip the individual introduction of each of the clubs. Sorry. How many people from Vagmita are here now?
33 plus 1, 3.5.
That was good. See,
And
Mohammed.
from NITK? NITK, how many of us are here?
8. 8 of us. And two
Eight.
guests.
9.
9.
9. So if you said 3.5 for them, then for us you can say 9.5 for 10. See my size. Okay, very, very warm welcome to each and every one of you from at least from Vagmita Persuasion and Toastmaster Club. Let us all welcome with Now, let me get on to today's theme, connections and collaborations. Friends, week after week, at a Toastmaster meeting, club meeting, what do we see? Same faces, similar voices, what have you been seeing? Huh? Similar style of communication, nothing new. So don't you get bored by that? Say no.
No.
You should not say. You should not say yes. So what is the advantage? What is the benefit of a linkers meet? We see some new fresh faces. Networking is there. Something unique you tell me. Networking, bonding, all these things are always there.
You can learn something new.
Exactly. We learn something new. We hear new voices, new faces, new style of communication. So this is learning for both the club members from either side. We'll come to know who is good at which place. Am I right?
Yes.
We will all learn something today from the members of Vagmita Persuasion and Toastmasters Club. And similarly, they will also learn. So this is what linkers meeting has been designed for. To connect, to collaborate, so that we can complement each other in our Toastmaster journey. Of course, we are all on the same page. Toastmaster has got a structure, it's got a culture that we are all aware of. Isn't it? So there's nothing new in that. Only thing new is fresh and beautiful faces, some new enchanting voices like I have today. So with this, I'd like to hand back the mic
Yes, sir.
to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Bopaya, for further.
Thank you, Presiding Officer of NITK BHIVE, for that wonderful introduction. Without further ado, I would now call upon the PO of VBAS, Santosh Sethia. So before I call her upon the stage, I would like to give a brief introduction. She's a very crafty person, having her own setup called Happy Imaginations. She loves exploring new places and enjoying making reels with the little angel here. She joined Toastmasters to become a speaker, improve her communication skills, experience leadership skills, and most importantly, meet like-minded people who do not judge but only support you to grow. Please put your hands together for Santosh Sethia.
Thank you so much.
Both presiding officers carry the same first name.
Yeah.
Huh?
So,
It's
The
a lucky,
best-
it's a lucky charm.
yeah, the best thing when I just started, when I got to know about the linkers meet, and I connected with the people, the person, I got to know the name is so much aligned to mine. Santosh meeting Santosh. Santosh calling Santosh. So that's how we connect. So, good evening, Toastmasters, distinguished Toastmasters, and our lovely little guests over here. Well, I, the presiding officer of Vagmita Basveshwanagar Club, I open the meeting 201, open,
Just 210.
210. Yeah. And going forward, as our presiding officer rightly said, that this meeting is not about just another club meeting. It is about learning something new from each other, something new that we can take away for our own club and can implement something from our club here. That is what Linkers Meet generally is. But I would not go to that because I think we've all heard. I personally believe when we all come together, that is a beginning. And when we all keep together, that is the progress. And when we all work together, that is success. And the Linkers Meet success cannot be better than having both the clubs meeting together. When I just talk about the collaboration and when I talk about the collaboration, one thing that I get to feel is meeting new people. I love networking, and that is what I love when I go to new clubs. I'm a part of various different NGOs and organizations, and the only reason I joined there is to learn, grow, and network. So that is the whole point of our Linkers Meet. With that, I would not take much because we all have our time schedule, and I really want to complete this meeting on time. So I hand over the stage back to our Toastmasters.
Thank you, Toastmaster Santosh, for that wonderful introduction and opening the meeting. So let's begin. Let's start the new evening. On a personal front, I believe we have 4 phases in life. Beginning with NLP. I know there are some trainers here. I'm not talking about neural language processing. I'm talking about the natural learning phase. Right from when we are born till about middle school, there's something that happens within us. We observe our surroundings, we learn, we look at our parents, we look at people, and there's something that we pick up involuntarily. This is a natural learning phase where we look, we observe, and we grasp things. Talk about a baby. A baby does not understand the basic hand-eye coordination. It develops that over time. So this is a natural learning phase. The second phase, according to me, is the force feeding stage. When I say force feeding, how many remember social studies was really tough? Geography was really tough. I cannot remember mathematics. I cannot remember numbers. So this is what I believe is the force feeding stage, where we are fed with all these education aspects, mathematics, social science, geography, and whatnot. But you like it or not, this is actually shaping our brains to adapt to our cultures and to the current affairs. Moving on, the next phase, according to me, is the exploratory phase. Once we have gained all the textbook knowledge, all the theoretical knowledge, and once we have learned from all the experiences from our teachers, from our elders, from our seniors, it is now time to explore what actually interests us. What is the vocation that we want to choose? And what is a vocation that will actually help us excel and do well in our future? So this is the time where we explore various avenues. We go berserk. We spend about 3 or 4 years, looking for what is the right vocation, and ultimately, if you're lucky, you land on a particular vocation that you really love. So this is the exploratory phase, and ultimately, what I call the collaboration and connections phase. The most important phase in our life. This is the important phase which can make or break our life, our future. This is the phase where we actively seek connections. We nurture the connections that we have, and we try to gain all the experiences and the important things that we learn from people, from our networks, to imbibe that or inculcate that in our personal lives so that it can help us grow. And once we do this, once we have these connections and once we try to learn from these connections, we sooner or later realize that these connections and these networking only help us build, only help us grow as a person, as a human being, rather than diminish us in any way that we see, that we can think of. So personally, I was an introvert while growing up. I had to struggle a lot, networking with people during my school days and college days. I had to make the conscious effort of breaking that shell and coming out of the shell, because I realized that if I don't go and talk to people, if I don't mingle with people and explore myself, then it's very difficult to identify, to understand what you want, to understand what you really want to pursue in your life and be successful in life. And that's one of the reasons I got into Toastmasters, where I had the privilege of meeting hundreds of like-minded people from various backgrounds, sharing and learning from their experiences. It has been a growth that I can definitely be proud of so far. And this gives us something. This gives us an undaunted feeling to go and achieve what we want to achieve in our lives. This was a similar attitude that Ralph C. Smedley had when he started Toastmasters in 1900s. He started off with the intention of enabling people to be fearless when they are communicating with people, when they are organizing meetings, and that's the intention of organizing Toastmasters. I'm sure everyone here is aware of the Toastmasters journey, so I'll not delve too much into it. But before we start off our session today, I will be supported by various role takers. We call them the tag role. We also have a listener's role today, but I don't think we have the listener today.
She's a listener.
She's a listener. Okay. All right. So the tag team is nothing but the timer, our counter, and grammarian. So today's timer is someone who is an engineer by occupation. He enjoys photography, traveling, and cooking. And he joined Toastmasters to enhance his public speaking and leadership skills. And he believes it's a great platform to build confidence and network with individuals like us. So, Toastmaster Mr., would you please brief us about what the role is and what are we expecting?
Yeah, he's there. Yeah, he's from Bhagavata.
No.
He's a guest.
Hello, good evening, Toastmasters.
Good evening.
So, as a timer for the day, I would time today's table topic sessions, evaluations, and the prepared speeches. So, the time allotted for the table topic sessions is 1 to 2 minutes. So, at the end of 1 minute, I'll show a green flag. At the end of 1.5 minutes, I'll show a yellow flag. And at the end of 2 minutes, I'll show a red flag. The time allotted for today's prepared speeches is 5 to 7 minutes. At the end of 5 minutes, I'll show a green card. 6 minutes, I'll show a yellow card. And at the end of 7 minutes, I'll show a red card. And for the evaluations, the time allotted is 2 to 3 minutes. 2 minutes, it will be a green. And 2.5, it will be yellow, and for the 3rd minute, it will be a red flag. I'll come back with my report when the general evaluator calls me. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mr. For our next role taker, the R counter. This person has been a very dedicated Toastmaster. We have been learning a lot from this Toastmasters in our journey in NITK BHIVE. He is also an engineering consultant who has a lot of clients looking up to him to understand processes and automation. Please welcome Toastmaster Chandra.
Good evening, Toastmaster and dear friends here.
Good evening.
As a role of a counter, I'll be looking at all the crutch words what we use usually when we are speaking. When our flow gets distorted or when we lose the chain, we take the support of crutch words. I'll be taking it, measuring it, and delivering my report when the general evaluator asks for it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chandra. Our next role is something which is very important. The structuring of sentences, the using of right vocabulary. It's a grammarian role, and this person is someone who is very active in our Toastmasters Club as well. She has given a lot of good speeches which inspires us. She is also a consultant similar to the vocation that I pursue. Without further ado, grammarian Toastmaster Rashmi.
Good evening, everyone. As a grammarian, I have to introduce the word of the day, which is undaunted. Please feel free to use it undauntedly. What it means is, do not be intimidated. Is someone here? Okay. Someone.
He will be silent.
Okay.
He will be silent.
What it means is you don't have to be intimidated. That's how you, when you don't have to be intimidated, you can use that word. So please feel free to use that word. Bopaya has already used that word. So 1 mark is already gone to NITK. Let's have a small competition between the two clubs. So start using that. And as a grammarian, I will be watching for the good usage and not so good usage of words. And when the GE calls for the report, I will be giving the report. Thank you, sir.
So come this side. Please come this side.
They'll come later.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rashmi. So our next role is Toastmaster Little Angel, we'll call her. She's a listener role, but I'll not call her on stage right now. You can ask us questions later. Whatever you've grasped, you can ask us questions, okay?
She can present her
She can present her role.
She can?
Yeah.
Please, yes.
She's confident.
Don't underestimate the
Hello everyone, my name is Advika Ajay. To be a good speaker, we need to be a good listener. Good evening everyone, I'm gonna be a listener for today's meeting and I'm gonna listen the entire meeting carefully. And I'm gonna ask some questions at the end of the meeting when the general evaluator calls me back.
I think we already have a winner here, right? Alright, so we have Toastmaster Varga.
You want to come and introduce?
No.
Okay.
Toastmaster Madhumita. And there's another Toastmaster Kavana. Yeah, she's at that. Yeah, we also have a guest today. Could you briefly introduce yourself and tell us
Good
why you
evening,
want-
everyone. My name is Kshitij Maheshwari. I'm a chartered accountant by profession. Currently, I'm working at NITK Advisors in Bangalore. It is a transaction advisory firm. I coincidentally happened to decide to work from a day in co-work space and I saw this board. So, also I was very curious about Toastmasters and I've heard it since 2017, but never got a chance to actually join it because I didn't get a chance to join it because I heard about it in Bangalore, but then I shifted to Bombay and there I did not, it just got off my mind. There's something called Toastmasters, but then today I saw this board and I decided to join today's session and hopefully I'll be joining here as a Toastmaster going forward. Thank you.
Thank you and welcome to our club. You've come on a very important day because we have a linkers meet, two clubs meeting and sharing experiences. Alright, so let's move ahead. How about VBS? Let's move on. We'll begin our sessions today. As you all know, we have our speaker session, we have a table topic session, ultimately winding up with a general evaluation. So we have two speeches planned for today, and our first speech is by someone from the VBAS Toastmasters Club. And before I call upon the Toastmaster, I would like to introduce the evaluator for her speech. This person is a very dynamic personality in NITK BHIVE. Some of us actually look up to her for her ability to speak, master table topics, master speeches and whatnot. She is a trainer and coach by profession. She has been into entrepreneurship for more than 5 years now, and she has trained more than 8,000 individuals in effective communication. She loves reading, trekking, nature and visiting new places. And she has a very important motto: when excellence is an option, don't make mediocrity a choice. Please welcome Toastmaster Shalini to give the evaluation guidelines.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bopaya, for that wonderful introduction. Good evening, Toastmasters and my dear guests. My target speaker is attempting from the path presentation mastery. Her project is level 1 project 2 and the timer timer here to note that the speech length is 5 to 7 minutes. The purpose of the speech is for the speaker to review basic methods of writing a speech with a purpose and present a well-organized speech on the given topic. All the best to the speaker. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shalini, for that guidelines. Without further ado, I would like to call upon the speaker, Toastmaster Kavana, who is attempting her presentation mastery speech. The topic is All is Well. Toastmaster Kavana, stage is all yours.
What? I was just looking at myself. Each one of us have best friends, right? What is a best friend according to you? Anyone?
Someone with whom we can learn and grow together.
Okay.
Who can listen to you, talk to you, give guidance.
Okay.
Who
Anyone else?
wishes all the good.
Okay. Yeah. Somebody who knows us inside and out. Somebody who reflects our strengths, weaknesses, and everything in between. So you were all wondering of the drama that I did in the beginning, right? That was me looking at my best friend. Good evening, Toastmasters and honorable guests. That's right. Mirror has been my lifelong companion. Not just reflecting how I look, also who I am, what I could be, and embarrassingly enough, what I shouldn't be. It also reminds me of the times that I failed, I wasted opportunities, or I just chickened out. So let's go back to 2012, my primary school days. I was a first bencher who preferred backstage work, a quiet girl who loved to hide behind the curtains away from the spotlight. One constant complaint from my teachers was, "We have never heard your voice." Okay, that now just didn't mean I was shy. I was practically invisible in the classroom too. Even as a classical dancer, I couldn't escape my stage fright. I would lose concentration, I would miss steps, I would just freeze on the stage, and I would pray nobody notices. Now, my parents and teachers tried their level best to push me, to encourage me to do everything. But I lacked something called self-confidence. And in life, not everything comes easy, right? And there are many things which others can't give us. And there are many things which has to come from within. Now, just like death is unexpected, there was something so unexpected, an unexpected twist during my class 5. That is, one of my teacher registered me, Kavana S, for a speech contest instead of Kavana R. What a horror. So now I begged to withdraw. I even thought of running away from school. Practically that was impossible. But then I realized, anyways, humiliation is inevitable. So why don't I just try? What I did was, just like the movie RRR, I had my own RRR. Research, rehearse, and rewrite my speech. Now, the thought of freezing on stage and fainting or crying on stage or becoming the school's latest comedy hit was enough to make me shiver. What I did was, I just thought it's okay. It's okay at least to try, right? With the same mindset, I waited for the day. Finally, the day arrived. The day of the contest. The auditorium was filled with people and beautiful lights. The moment I entered the stage, the spotlight was on me, and definitely all the eyes too. Now I just froze. My hands were sweaty. My feet felt like jelly. I couldn't speak. I was almost shivering. My brain screamed, "Get out, get out, get out." But then, just like there are three types of minds: conscious, subconscious, and unconscious, my subconscious mind whispered, all is well, all is well, all is well. Just try. So I took a deep breath, I steadied myself, and I started my speech. My words were shaky in the beginning, but then I found my rhythm. Once I completed my speech and said thank you, the sound of applause was magical. It was not just the sound of applause, it was the sound of my fear shattering. That was the moment I found my self-confidence. And that is when I actually realized that confidence is not being fearless. It is all about trying things even with fear, right? So that incident got stitched in my mind, and after that I never looked back. From then onwards, every time I doubted myself, I would look at my best friend who would say me, all is well, all is well, all is well. One thing I realized is start shaky, start messy, doesn't matter, but start anyway. So every time you doubt yourself, remember all is well, all is well, all is well. Thank you.
All is well, folks. Thank you, Toastmaster Kavana, for that wonderful speech. For those of you who do not know Toastmaster Kavana, she is a SAP consultant. She loves dancing and singing, and she joined Toastmasters to learn, to grow, and to evolve. I'm sure you'll find your dreams fulfilling in Toastmasters. For our next speech, we have a very distinguished evaluator, the distinguished Toastmaster Ramlal sir. He is, when I asked for the introduction, I've received this. He is retired from work, but I'm sure he's not retired from life. He still has a lot to give and a lot to learn. We have a lot to learn from him. He loves reading books late at nights, walking, and Toastmasters meetings. He has been a Toastmaster since 1992. I think we have to give a big round of applause. He served closely to 30 years. He's the first distinguished Toastmasters in India. Again, no. He chartered the very first Toastmasters club in India, which is Garden City Toastmasters. He believes learning never stops and wants to learn more. He's been an unofficial mentor for many clubs and taking one extra mile to support the clubs to grow. Please welcome distinguished Toastmaster Ramlal sir.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster of the Day. I think I'm one of the founder members of the first club. I'm not the founder president of the club. Founder president of the club was DTM SS Chittur, Subramaniam S. Chittur. So I happened to join him in chartering the club with the Toastmasters International. Yes, coming back to today's project, it is L3P2, and the objective of this project is for the member to collect quite a lot of humorous stories and present a humorous speech based on them. And the time allotted for this project is 5 to 7 minutes. Mr. Toast, thank you.
Our very next speaker is again a dynamic personality in NITK BHIVE. We have seen her speeches. It's very informative. It's very stylish. It's very sophisticated. She is she's a engineer. No, she works in corporate as professionally. She works for online solutions. She's an amazing singer. She's an amazing cook as well. So without further ado, speech title is Toastmaster Nimisha. How to manage your boss. How to manage your boss. Toastmaster Nimisha.
When I got my first job, I was thrilled.
Then I met him. Every day he said, work, work, and just work. Mr. Toastmaster, friends, you know him. He's called the boss. In appraisals, I said, boss, all I do every day is work, work, and just work. He said, and you excel at doing it so bad. I thought I should do something. Guess what? I found a fix in this book. Who wrote it? Scott Adams, the Dilbert creator. It's called The Joy of Work. Mr. Adams says, no matter how much you work, work, and just work, you can't impress boss. Instead, master just one skill and find the joy of work. That skill, my friends, is how to manage your boss. The only rule? Note your boss's habits. So I did that. Boss loved to use fancy words. How are you going to reinvent the wheel? You got to do this as of yesterday. Run me the numbers. Well, I used fancy words too, like acephalous. Madam Grammarian, please note, ACEPHALOUS, acephalous. It means headless. One day, boss said, Nimisha, I want you to come up with a long-term client strategy. I said, sure, boss. And I was so diligent, I spent time shopping online. When boss asked, so what's your idea? I said, boss, it compares nothing to your acephalous ideas. Headless ideas. Oh, he was so impressed, he created the strategy with his acephalous idea. Thankfully, I didn't have to give up my joy of shopping online at company time. Yes! Another day, boss said, he passed me a pile of work and said, I want you to prioritize this, this, and this. I said, boss, I need your help. As we started, I said, boss, this will take time. I'll bring you a cup of coffee. He said, sure. Now, I took my sweet time. When I got back, boss said, what took you so long? I said, boss, the coffee on the 12th floor is way better than the first floor. I went all the way to bring you this. He said, oh, thank you. In that meeting, I re-offered this help many more times. By the end of it, boss ended up doing all the work. But he realized the huge service that I'd done, that he passed rest of the tasks to my workmates. Yes, yes, yes. But friends, I found the best way to manage boss is to use him as a ping pong ball. How? Well, every day my boss walks up to my desk and asks dumb questions. You gotta do this, this, and this as of yesterday. Well, I had to change that. So with some help of my workmates, here's what we did. As soon as I would see boss, I would call him to my desk and say, boss, I got to ask you something important. And as he would start answering the questions, A workmate would yell, "Boss, boss, this is urgent. Please come here." Boss would toss over like a ping pong ball. Oh, we all took our shots at different stages till we tired him out. And then boss would simply disappear in his retreat. We would hear no more of him the whole day. Yippee! But my friends, with my boss management techniques, here's what I learned. It's not short of risk. Of course, I can get fired, sued, or beaten up. So beware, you can do it. But isn't life all about taking risks? Buying a house on loan is taking a risk. Trying new food is taking a risk. No risk, no reward, right? So manage the risks of your life and reap the rewards. Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nimisha, for that humorous and wonderful speech. And dramatic speech. I'm sure a lot of us have encountered acephalous ideas from our bosses.
I think was this an esophagus idea?
And I'm sure you'll agree, most of our bosses are full of themselves. And thanks for your innovative and humorous ideas to overcome the boss's pressure. Well, that completes our first section of our meeting today, the prepared speeches. We will now move on to something very innovative, something that puts us right on the spot, literally. It's about thinking immediately, coming up with plans and ideas and delivering that to the audience. I'm talking about table topic session. And to deliver that session today, we have with us a Toastmaster from VBAS. She is a second year BTech student at PES University, my rival college. She loves dancing and singing, and she joined Toastmasters to improve her communication skills, networking with different people, and to boost her confidence. Please put your hands together for Toastmaster Madhumita.
Good evening, Toastmasters, distinguished Toastmasters, and my guests. I am Madhumita, your table topic master for today's meeting. For the benefit of guests, table topics is something where we start thinking on our feet. It helps us improve our impromptu speaking skills as well as our speaking abilities without any prior preparation. I would like to call any experienced Toastmaster to show how a table topic chit is carried out so that it will be helpful for the guests. Anyone? Okay, thank you. So there's a bunch of them. You can pick any chit. The topic sir has chosen is, you are tasked with designing the most efficient alarm clock for lazy people. What features would it have?
Thank you, Table Master, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I also keep alarm in the morning to get up, thinking that I'll get up early, do some meditation, and of course, as we all know, early morning is so chill now. Just snooze for some time and take some more 5 minutes sleep. 5 becomes 10, 15, 20. Then I get up late and then start rushing to do my daily work. So snoozing is one option that's there in alarm, which I think is good or not good.
Not good.
Not good, right? Why that alarm people or clock manufacturer has given that option, I don't know. I don't use clock, I use mobile. The mobile actually should not have that feature. So one feature that watchmakers or the clock makers should do is to remove the snooze. should keep ringing till we get up. I remember when I was in my college, in hostel, the next day's exam I need to get up, but body says don't get up, mind says get up. There's all confusion. So we used to keep the alarm below the bed, below the cot. So I need to typically, get down from the cot, go down. By the time sleep would have gone, and I would, get up and read. So I think the snooze option is something that should be removed from the clock itself or the watch. See, having no future also future, right? For example, you look at the ordinary mobile, there's no WhatsApp in that. Isn't it so good? With this Android mobile, we spend so much of time on WhatsApp and waste our time. So I think the olden times when we used to have a mobile without WhatsApp is so good for us. So having no future also is a future. So the clock manufacturers should remove the future as a future and give it to people like us. We'll save a lot of time, and we, I think, can get up early and do some good work. You all agree? Yes. Thank you.
I would like to call anyone of the chair. So. So the topic is, how would you explain color to someone who has never seen it, or like a blind person?
Oh, sorry, it's my task to speak.
Yeah.
Okay. I would need some time to think on this first. This is very difficult one.
Whatever comes to your mind. Don't think about logic.
Yeah, what's your favorite color?
Forget the topic and speak. Forget the topic and speak.
I think this topic is wrong.
No, it's okay, it's okay.
My favorite color. My favorite color has always been red. I don't know for what reason. I have always been fascinated by the color red. So even in the school, right from joining the school, I was happy that I was selected in the Red House itself. And wherever I went, or in the college as well, I always preferred having a red color. The reason why I always preferred having it is it's always very attractive in the eyes. It's catchy. It comes to notice of the people, and that's why red has been my favorite color. So this is little long. Thank you.
Yes.
Wow. Very interesting topic. Very good evening to all the Toastmasters and guests present here. The topic for me given is, if AI assistants had personalities, what would yours be like? Wow. The first topic which felt me actually, wow, I should imagine, take a time. Crazy. But yet, what personality would I be if I was an AI assistant? I feel I would be somebody like Tony Robbins, or maybe Robin Sharma, some personality like that, to be very frank. Why? Because as an individual, if I want to be an influencer, go talk to people, convince people, or say I'm a public speaker, I want to teach the art of public speaking. Now I need to go to 100 different clubs and speak, right? Imagine myself as an AI assistant having that AI function where somebody calls an AI public speaking, then I come into picture and say them what is art of public speaking and how to communicate your ideas, right? Then the only thing that would come to my mind is be a AI assistant, but be a public speaker or somebody who could communicate things as broadly as possible or as widely as possible. I think if I become an AI assistant, then I need not go to the TED level talks and be on a big stage to communicate my ideas. I can do it right here being an AI assistant, right? I feel that's the feature, or that's the role I would look myself to be, being an AI assistant, which probably doesn't give me human connection, but yet I could universally reach people and have that universal audience at the very first stage, then creating my niche audience in the following stage. That's my belief on that, and thanks for the topic.
Anyone else? No. Next. So ma'am's topic is a flavor that defines me.
Thank you, Toastmasters Madhumita. Thank you, Toastmasters and fellow guests. Undoubtedly, this question is a very good question you have asked. The flavor, which I will like it, that is the sweet flavor. I like sweetness. The sweetness when we eat something sweet, I believe we talk sweet. Sweet is the sorry, I'm new to this, but yeah, I'm trying my best. So sweetness is the one thing which I would like into my flavors. That's the only thing. Thank you. Thank you.
Good evening, Toastmasters. The topic of which I got is the taste of nostalgia. Taste which comes from my childhood.
Yes.
How many of you know about Chawal Rajma? Does anybody know about Chawal Rajma? It is a taste which I carried out from my childhood.
I know Rajma Chawal.
Rajma Chawal or Chawal Rajma? I told it is called as Rajma Chawal, but to make you all wake, I found most of you are not here. So let me just bring something which makes you think whether the speaker is speaking correct or something like that. It brings to me the Rajma Chawal from the Delhi days. So nice. The moment I used to come back from my school, the aroma of the cooked Rajma used to come to my mouth. And believe me, I was not a good eater. I used to get a lot of beatings left, right and center, but because I used to take long time to eat. I used to take almost an hour to eat 2 chapatis. But the day Rajma Chawal is prepared, my lunch is finished in 10 minutes. So that is the thing which made me. And that onion chops with it, it gave me a taste. Till today, I have not forgotten about it. And I relish whenever I go to Delhi or any North India, my first food is about Rajma Chawal or Chawal with Rajma. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for such a wonderful speech.
Next meeting will have Rajma Chawal here only. We are arranged for that.
Yes, anyone else? Advika?
Go. Go, come on.
Last one.
Simple
Okay,
one.
please.
I'll give you a separate topic. That's fine. Advika, what will you speak for that? what is one thing that your Santosh or your mother cooks which you really like? Like how sir liked Rajma Chawal, what is that one dish? Or maybe many things is there. What would you like?
Your favorite dish?
Yeah.
My favorite dish which my mother makes, that is lady finger and the roti. Yesterday my mother made the lady finger and roti. So like every day my mother makes another vegetable or different types of vegetable or different food. So I take like 1 hour for eating that whole food. And then I eat fast. But when my favorite food comes like bindi and roti, I like eat fast and I say, Mama, I finished. I'm like first before you. I finished. So whenever my mother makes lady finger, that's my favorite dish.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. I would like to hand over the stage to the team.
How many here did not enjoy speaking on stage? Everyone did not enjoy. I'm sure everyone had a good time talking about table topics, and we had a cherry on top. Obviously, our young guest over here. What a great take on the favorite food. So, with that, we come to the end of the second session of our meeting today, which is the table topic session. And as with every meeting, once we have the prepared speeches, once we have the table topic sessions, it is important to understand how the meeting went, how we conducted the meeting, how the presenters presented their speeches and evaluations, and these are the key things which needs to be evaluated. For that, we have a general evaluator who will be evaluating not just the speakers but the entire entire meeting as a whole. And today's general evaluator is somebody special. How many here David Beckham fans? Only two?
David Beckham.
So who is David Beckham's wife?
Victoria.
Who was she? Singer, model.
That was a secret. We don't know.
Singer, model for what?
I don't know David Beckham.
See, I watched the movie Bend It Like Beckham like 10 times.
Okay. But I'm not interested in Beckham right now, I'm interested in Victoria.
She's a singer.
Victoria, right?
She's singer.
So Victoria's Secret. So here amongst us, there's somebody who has another secret, working for Victoria's Secret. He worked for Victoria's Secret as software developer, is now quit. Of course, with all the secret, he couldn't handle mine. And now he's preparing for his masters. He changes his hobbies every year. Every year he tries to begin a new hobby. Till date, his hobbies were bird watching, iPhone photography, solo trips, badminton, gardening, planting, and division level cricket player. He's a division level cricket player. He enjoys Toastmasters as well, and he is now pursuing. He wants to learn about architecture and interior design. He joined Toastmasters to explore more about himself, to understand his strengths and weaknesses, and to learn about leadership skills. He's held various roles within Toastmasters, being the president, VPE of Galaxy TMC. He served as area director for US and Canada for District 21. He served as area director for District 121. I think the list goes on and on. Without further ado, please welcome Toastmaster Bhargav from VPAS.
Well, thank you so much, Toastmaster Bopaya. I think there's no secret to know about me. Bopaya has listed out n number of secrets. But however, I have some secrets about today's meeting happening over. So before me giving my own reports or secrets about today's meeting, let's hear the individual speaker evaluation reports. So can I call upon the very first evaluator, Toastmaster Shalini, evaluating Toastmaster Kavana. Can you everyone applause?
Thank you, Toastmaster Bhargav. Good evening, everyone, and my target speaker, Toastmaster Kavana. All is well, right? You reminded me of 3 idiots. I think the thing that you really wanted to convey was the best way to combat our own fears is to awaken the unconscious, the subconscious, and the self-conscious. Toastmaster Kavana, if I have to mention how your speech really went today, I think you met the project guidelines completely. The 3 areas that you really excelled in your speech was, the first one was engaging the audience with a hook. You started with using a mirror. It is believed that in the first 7 seconds, if you are able to engage your audience, you already are a successful speaker. When you started with that prop, everybody looked at you as what you were going to do. That caught immediate attention and the entire audience was in sync with you. The second most engaging part of your speech was the story itself, where you did have a very wonderful story about your school life, where you went on stage and you spoke about how you were able to beat that fear of public speaking on stage in front of a huge audience for the very first time, and how the audience applauded. The structure and the content was completely well knit. I wouldn't say there were any gaps there in between the story sentences when you progressed with your story. And to spice this up, you had great body language, very calculated hand gestures, and the use of stage management and a little bit of role play, where you became the teacher here and you were Kavana this side. I think that summed up the entire beauty of your speech. However, if you want to take this speech to the greater level, there are 3 recommendations from my end. Every story should have a transformation. You spoke about the transformation at that moment of time when you were in your school life. But how did this help you in your college life, maybe your work life, maybe when you are with friends and relatives? How did you combat public speaking at every level of your life? That is the power of transformation in a good speech. That I found was missing because the story ended with the school life itself. The second important thing was the message was really good. Like you wanted to say that if you want to be really a confident speaker, you have to look straight into the face of fear itself and come out of that. I think that could have been better if you had a question in the end. Raise your hands, my dear people. Have you ever faced a situation like me before? Have you ever felt fear when you were standing in front of a huge audience? If you are with me, I can tell you this small, tiny, very useful thing can really help you overcome that. So looping in with a question again in the end is a very useful thing that you could do. And in summary, I would like to mention that you had a very good structured, well-structured speech, very good stage movements, and you had a great story, talk about your self-confidence, how that arose in the face of fear, some interesting vocabulary words, legs shaking like jelly and all that. But if you really work on the transformation part of your story, how it has affected you very well, apart from your school life, and a very clear message with a question in the end, I think Toastmaster Kavana, I would like to be an audience for all your further future speeches. Over to you.
I think the evaluator deserves even more louder applause. Thank you, Toastmaster Shalini, for your wonderful clinical evaluation, jotting down all the recommendations and all the good points about the speaker. That was really amazing. However, let's move on with the second evaluator who will be evaluating the second speaker, my known friend Nimisha Sharma, evaluated by TTM Ramlal.
Mr. General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters and guests, I've heard her before, absolutely sophisticated in her language. I like every word that she utters. Absolutely brilliant. And today's talk was beautifully structured, opening, body and conclusion. The opening got our attention, and the closing, she had a message, beautiful message, and the body was full of humor. And the humor was so, I don't know if she got all this from different stories, but it came across as though it happened in one go. We never felt that this transition was so smooth. We never felt that different stories were stitched together. Absolutely brilliant. There was, Dale Carnegie says, dramatize your ideas. If you want to really make a mark on the audience, and I think you did that exceedingly well. Absolutely brilliant. Whenever she speaks, I'm game for listening. That's the beauty of her. Every word that she utters, there's so much of intensity, there's so much of life in it, along with the facial expression. That's exactly what a speaker ought to have. There's no point in just speaking, just like that. All of us know a lot of things. But if you can put life into it, I think you have really done exceedingly well. And she has done superb. The only suggestion that I have is you start off with such great intensity, absolutely brilliant. But I think towards the end, the intensity came down a bit. Maybe, it's always good to take it up rather than bring it down. You start off on a great note. Like I always say, your speech should be like the Chennai weather. Hot, hotter, hottest. So the closing should be the hottest if you really want to leave a lasting impression on the minds of the audience. Absolutely brilliant. There's another thing that I got reminded of today. Whenever I listen to you is My Fair Lady. If you have seen, I don't know, Rex Harrison. The way he pronounce. He looks at the way you pronounce your words, and I think she's excellent, exceptional in that. And he does in that movie. He takes a flower girl from the London streets, trains her in the art of pronunciation and enunciation of the words, and passes her off as a princess. If today somebody is passed off as a princess, it is you, Toastmaster Michelle.
Thank you, DTM Ramlal. What a wonderful evaluation by both the evaluators. I have never seen such an evaluation. I've been seeing Ramlal sir from my journey as a Toastmaster, but Toastmaster Shalini has given a beautiful structured evaluation. Henceforth, here on that I've heard from any evaluator. Beautiful. Can we have a round of applause both of them? Moving on with today's meeting. I know the secret was I came late today, isn't it? I came, I think, 15 minutes late, and Toastmaster Bopai was pitching in place of me and welcoming my team. So thank you so much, Toastmaster Bopai, and he made sure that even though a person is not there, the secret should not fall off. So he has taken care of that. However, I know the Sergeant at Arms